All right, it was very nice meeting you, and here is the basis. We're gonna pancake all of these layers, and what you've already exhibited is you know your major chords. We're just gonna give you the tools and the vocabulary to explain what the changes are that you want to accomplish with these chords and how to express them with your fingers. The reason why I do lessons in a certain pattern is it builds muscle memory and gets our fingers in the right position. The first lesson today is going to be something called the spider exercise. What you're going to want to do is start with your first finger on the first fret, not on the metal, not on the nut, but in between, and go from the F to the F sharp with your second finger. You can keep your fingers on there and layer them, but what you will notice is you don't need those fingers on there to be able to move. And the idea is at the end of these is by the time you get to the fourth note, 1, 2, 3, 4, your finger is already starting to move up. Meaning, you're gonna start learning how to move your fingers independent of each other by doing these exercises. By doing these exercises, the fingers will be in the right positioning so you can think in real time on how to make the changes you want to hear. That's the point of playing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, re, mi, fa, do, 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 over and over and over again until they become, music, melodies. Music is nothing more than a different placement of 7 chords, major or minor, flats or sharps, with different augmentations and sevens, and then layering them together on the beat with different tempos in dynamics. That's what music is. It just tends that we overcomplicate things. What I'm gonna do is give you a fair way to make decisions about what you're doing and why you're doing that. So, it all starts at the ground level. I'm very excited. Here we go. F, F sharp, G, G sharp, B flat, B, C, C sharp, E flat, E, D flat, D, G sharp, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, E, E flat, F, F sharp, G, G sharp. Once you get all the way up, you're going to want to go down. The idea of that is on the right hand, you're going to be doing something alternating picking. You're going to hold the pick by placing it on your hand and putting the little bitty part out. Not really putting a whole bunch out. You have a tendency, not you personally, but as musicians, we have a tendency until we're comfortable with the pick, it falls out of our hand, and you don't really get the best use out of it when it's all pointy out there. It actually goes too far into the fretboard and the strings. So, do it with one note first time, whole notes, like I did last time, and then the next time try it with maybe quarter notes. What we're gonna wanna do is go up and down. Down, up, 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 down, up. And when you get up to the top, start again. Down, idea is if you do this 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night every day, within a week from now you will notice significant changes on your ability and agility to be able to place your fingers on individual frets while keeping in time. So if you change them to 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, you still can hit each and every note. And if you can't do it that fast, guess what? You slow everything down. 1, 3, 2, 4, down, up. But I digress. That's jumping ahead, cart before the horse. So, lesson 1, go up all the way through all these until you get your fingers all justifiably on each fret and each note makes sense. Cool. Our second lesson within here is take every single major note, every single minor that you know, and learn how to play it 2 different ways, sometimes even 3. There are stretches to the imagination that you could probably come up with, but you don't have to kill yourself. As you saw with the D, you could either play your F sharp, your D, and your A, because you've got D, E, F, G, A. So get rid of your second and your fourth. You've got D, F, and A, F sharp to be exact, because there's two sharps in the key of D, F sharp and C sharp. We'll get to sharps and flats later, but let's just know that when we're looking at this, if we were playing a D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, that when I played the F and the C, that wasn't an F and a C, that was an F sharp and a C sharp. Reason being is if I played an F, that would be a flat third, not a rounded off third, which is going to be a major. Do, re, mi, do, re, mi. The difference between that half step is a world when you're shooting for a major change. So, the two takeaways from this is lesson 1, right? Lesson 2 is finding your D major, your D minor, your C major, your C minor, your G major, your G minor, your F major, your F minor, your E major, your E minor, A major, A minor, and I guess B major and your B minor. Within that, doing your majors to your minors and seeing that must be that you're noticing your A from playing the E, A, and the C sharp, from playing it with all of your fingers to playing it with only one finger, laying it across, and work on keeping that top one open so that high E rings out, all right? So that's the A. So with the rhythm, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, then switch to another finger, do the same rhythm exercise. Over a period of time, your fingers will bend and you will start learning, so this node starts doing that. I've been doing this for 35 years. These fingers start to bend like this for me. I'm sure if you get a little lean in there, you'll be able to keep that up over the A and ring it true there. So, takeaway is take all the chords you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Take off the first finger, put the second finger where the first finger was, put your third finger where the second finger was, and then incorporate your fourth finger, the pinky, onto the fretboard where the third finger was. So with the D, we had our first finger playing the A, we had our second finger playing the F sharp, and we had our third finger playing the actual D note. First finger, second finger, and then third finger. So with those, if I were to play that same shape with my other fingers, all I'm doing is taking the first one off and adding my fourth finger on by switching the other two fingers to the notes that they previously were on. D major, D major, D major, D major. E major, E major. You already have the basic concept, because the idea is once you shorten the length of where the nut is to the saddle, you're just taking that E major in a secondary position, scooting it up and barring to make an F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, so on and so forth. Well, the same thing happens with the A major, going up to a B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, and then if you have an A minor is second fingering position, goes up to a B flat minor, B minor, C minor, so on and so forth. It's called the cage system, C-A-G-E-D, and once you learn how to play one shape anywhere, you can play it everywhere. And that's what we're going to be going over, and how all the different scales are derived out of that major scale. So here's the third lesson that we didn't really cap on, but we touched on it in the beginning of the lesson. You're going to be playing your C major scale with no sharps, no flats, and calling out the notes and using two different fingerings. One is going to be with your second finger on the C on the third fret, which you're going to go to the A string, skip the B flat, the B, and then you're going to start on the C. You're going to play the third fret to the fifth fret, which is C to D. You're going to play the second fret on the next string above it, so you've got C, D, E. You're going to go a half step to the F, a whole step to the G, then we're going to skip up to the next string on the second fret and play the A. We're going to skip a whole fret and go to our B, and then we're going to resolve into our C. With all these, we've got our C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We need to make sure that we keep our fingers separated, and because of our spider exercises that we just got doing from lesson 1, we're going to realize what fingers should go on those for the whole step, C to D, whole step, D to E, half step, E to F, whole step, F to G, whole step, F to G to A, whole step, A to B, and then half step, B to C for resolution. The idea is when you play with the second finger and go up those notes come out. If you were to start on the same note, but with this finger, and instead of using the second fret, go 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5, you get the same notes. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But you're using the 7th fret rather than the 2nd fret. Those are two different ways to play the same C major scale. The reason why is the second form that I showed you is called a C major scale in a first finger scaling position. That keeps you away from being stuck underneath the 5th fret and helps you progress up the fretboard when doing some sort of soloing. See how I got all the way up here to the 9th fret without even thinking about it? Because I used that movement rather than skipping. So practice do, downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, and no matter where you do that, same. It gives you the same end result. It gives you a major scale. And we'll talk about why it's a C major, a D minor, an E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, which looks a lot like that 5th made into a 7th, and then the resolution did that. I really enjoyed meeting you. I hope a lot of this made sense. If it goes too fast, please go up here and slow it down, and make sure you comment in the comment section. I'll get back to you through as soon as you put a post in there, yeah? Aloha. See you next week.